Assalamu alaikum, sister. Thank you for writing to us. It's a really sad situation um, when a child is um, abusive towards their parent. And according to what you have written, your son is abusive towards you. He swears at you. He threatens you physically. Um, he just seems very volatile, very disrespectful. And according to what you've written, he's been like this for a while. And the situation now is that he's married and he's living with you, with his wife and his child. He's been with you for 2 years, and ever since he came back home with his wife and child, he's been very rude to you. And he continues with the abuse, swearing and threatening to hurt you physically. Sister, you did the right thing by asking him to leave. Even though he's your son and you love him, it is abuse, number one, and it's traumatic, number two, and number three, it's toxic. It's not healthy for you at all, as you probably already know all of this. Um, I'm not really clear if he has left or not, but if he has not left, you may want to involve the imam at your masjid for assistance, or go to a crisis center. Call if it's very serious and you are afraid. You can always call the crisis services hotline in your area for assistance, or just go to a community center where there's counselors, and discuss your situation with the counselor, who will then, inshallah, help you get your son out of the house in a safe way so that you are safe. Sister, you have every right to feel this way, and you have every right to ask him to leave. It was a mercy and a kindness that you extended by letting him and his wife and child live there. However, he is not a mercy and a kindness towards you. You know, as you know, in Islam, it is a huge, huge sin to disrespect or harm your parents. But that's exactly what he's doing. Um, So I'm not sure if he's Muslim or what the situation is with him. Um, but it is not a healthy situation for you. So inshallah, if he's not out of the house, sister, I ask you to please, reach out to the community resources for assistance in having him and his wife and child removed from the home. Depending on what happens after that, right? You may have to get an order of protection. I'm not sure because I don't know how far the situation has gone. But sometimes even that doesn't work. But hopefully your son will come to his senses once he has to be out on his own and has to be responsible for his wife and child on his own without depending on you. Hopefully he will grow up. Hopefully he will get closer to Allah and repent for his destructive and evil ways. And inshallah, he will return to you one day soon as somebody renewed in the faith and the principles of Islamic values and morals. Sister, I kindly suggest that you do get counseling on a regular basis. It sounds like even before he moved in, you were traumatized and hurt, of course, naturally, by the way he treated you and the threats that he made. That's traumatizing. It's not something minor. So I do suggest, inshallah, that you please consider going for counseling on a regular basis, just to help you, start the healing journey, to help you process, what's going on, and to get your health back, your mental and your physical health, right? Because even though that is your son and he loves you and you love him, it is still a toxic situation and a toxic relationship because of the way he is. Just because we have family that we love, it doesn't mean that it's always healthy. And as you know, the situation is not healthy. So please, inshallah, do reach out and get counseling and begin the healing journey and begin to love yourself and value yourself and not blame yourself, which is really important, right? Because sometimes parents will think, oh, what did I do in the past? Is this my fault? Did I make him this way or her this way? But no, it is what it is, and he's choosing. He's making a conscious decision, whether he realizes it or not, to be this way. And it's my feeling that he's probably this way with his wife and child as well. I'm not sure. May Allah forgive me if I'm wrong, but he has a lot of anger issues that he needs to resolve. And may Allah help him and guide him down the right path. But for you, sister, yes, please, if he's not out of the house, get assistance to get him out. Please don't feel guilty because he has to be responsible for himself, his wife, and his child. He took advantage of you, he abused you. And get engaged in counseling and begin your healing journey. And don't worry about forgiving him right now. And don't worry about the anger that you feel, right? Because I see, that of course there's going to be a lot of anger. And sometimes what anger is really is it's a deep, deep hurt that is so deep and so profound that it's turned to anger. And when our children act like this, it's so understandable. Like even like other loved ones treat us this way for years. It's like, we're hurt, we're hurt, we're hurt, but then we get angry. And possibly the anger that you feel is just a deep-seated hurt. And yes, counseling can help you with that, and other like holistic health modalities that work with mindfulness and processing out the negativity and the hurt and dealing with it and addressing it and then letting it go are certain ways to heal emotionally after being abused. But it's going to take some time. Everybody's different. But inshallah, once you start counseling and talking about what your experiences were and what you went through and how you feel and getting into the heart and the depth of the matter, and moving through it and coming out the other side, right? The other side is light. The other side is love and progress and healing and moving on. And it can be done. And sister, I also suggest, inshallah, that once you start counseling, you may want to ask your counselor or look online for yourself for a reputable group for possibly, hopefully, Islamic women or just women in general who've been in abusive situations with their children, where their children have abused them. And it's really great. Support groups are really great because you can learn a lot of coping skills and you can gain insight from what other women have gone through with their kids. And it just helps you to hear other people's experiences, right? Like you're not alone. And a lot of times women will talk about, how they learn to forgive and how they learn to stop feeling anger. But learning to forgive and learning to feel anger is going to come during your healing process. So once you get started with that, then you can start looking at the other two aspects that are bothering you now, being your anger that you feel towards him and you don't want to see him, and your inability to forgive him right now, right? But, that's not, right now, that is not the main thing. The main thing is you. The important factor is you right now, healing and moving forward with your life. The forgiveness and the anger and all that will inshallah dissipate later as you become stronger. Stay close to Allah, ask Allah for guidance and for His mercy and His support, and to help you in this process. And ask Allah, pray to Allah to help your son too, because there's something with your son that's bothering him as well to cause him to act this way. And may Allah heal you, and may Allah heal your son, inshallah, so that one day soon you can reunite as a loving, wholesome Islamic family. We wish you the best.